Radiant team ban. Dire team pick.
Faceless Void.
Radiant team pick.
All right, hey everybody, and welcome to the NanYang Championship Season 2 SEA qualifiers. We're getting towards the pointy end of the qualifier here, as we're now in the semi-finals. This is WarriorsGaming.Unity against Mineski. I'm Baseskip. I'm going to be here casting for you guys today. Let's get ourselves into this draft. So we're going to have WarriorsGaming.Unity over on the Dire side. We've got Mineski over on the Radiant. For those of you who are interested, I believe Mineski actually selected second pick, and then WarriorsGaming.Unity opted for Dire as a result. So because of taking second pick, what effectively Mineski are really getting is they're getting last pick here. So we'll see how they look to use that advantage. Might end up being their mid grab or something along those lines, but WarriorsGaming.Unity have already grabbed their 1-2 combo. They've got the Faceless Void and the Death Prophet picked up there. The Slardar, interestingly, goes pretty much completely ignored in this first round. It was a very hotly contested hero over the course of the recent major, and could actually put in a bit of work for either team here. I think it would serve it would serve WG very well to ban that out, since the Slardar can be pretty troublesome for the Death Prophet. The Slardar Lifestealer combo, they pop out, they blow up the Death Prophet, away you go. No Death Prophet to deal with in the team fights. So let's see, are they going to remove it? They could take themselves, in which case they would be running a one-position Faceless Void or a one-position Slardar. We'll have to see. Mineski, they are going to get rid of the Beastmaster. They're also going to be getting rid of the Winter Wyvern, which could have been a little bit pesky, especially in terms of keeping that Death Prophet alive. And, well, Warriors Gaming, they're just going to hand it right back over to Mineski with the Slardar still in the pool. They do get rid of the other Lifestealer combo, which is that Ricky, which has been very popular as of late. Mineski, if they wanted to fish for some more information, they could just go for another support here. There is still Eventual Spirit available in the pool. Pretty popular pick for both teams. Having a look at their stats from the last month or so, they've both been playing a decent amount of Eventual Spirit, Invoker, and Darkseer. That's pretty much the overlap between these two teams. Notably, Warriors Gaming have been playing a decent amount of Naga Siren, so I don't know if we'll be seeing any of that this game, given that the Faceless Void and the Death Prophet have already been picked up, but it could be something to look out for a little bit later in the series. In terms of recent results for these two teams, I believe the last meeting, which was in SEA Kappa, actually ended up going 1-0 in favor of Warriors Gaming. And they've been having a pretty decent time in SEA Kappa and the WCA qualifiers and whatnot recently, so this could actually be a pretty exciting series. I think the betting odds are slightly in favor of Mineski. I personally have not watched these two teams a whole lot, aside from watching Mineski in the major, so, and even then it was a little bit hard to get a read on them. They were in a group with MVP and EG. They ended up taking games off of each of them, and I think they also beat MVP elsewhere in another tournament recently. But as we just saw, MVP Phoenix just lost 2-0 to Execration in the other series here for the NanYang Championship Season 2. So MVP Phoenix online, as we were talking about during that cast, can be a little bit all over the place. That Slardar is going to go all the way through, and it is finally going to be picked up now by Warriors Gaming, so it looks like it is going to be the Faceless Void, or potentially the Slardar handling themselves up in that safe lane. So some nice synergy there with the Death Prophet as well. Plenty of physical damage coming out of the Exorcism, as Mineski go for the Disruptor, who has also been very popular as of late, and I think sported some absurd 65+% win rate at Manila. They don't have any easy combos with him just yet, and they don't really have the opportunity to grab any, since a Bounty Hunter wouldn't really fit into the lineup. Beastmaster has been banned, Slaughter has been taken by the enemy team, and Ricky, who I think is an underappreciated combo with the Disruptor, just because of being able to scout around and get that glimpse back, has also been banned out. So just gonna have to kind of do things the old-fashioned way. We don't have a vehicle for the Lifestealer just yet. There is a puck in the pool who could do decently against the Void and the Slardar because of the silence, but puck's not really being favored a whole lot as of late. Doesn't have the most impressive win rate, so I don't know if we're going to be seeing that from Mineski here, but it is something to potentially keep in mind, as they do dig really deep into their reserve time here. Only about 15 seconds remaining as they just go in for the Queen of Pain. So Queen of Pain, good for burst, decent vehicle for the Lifestealer, but not the most ridiculous matchup by any means on the against the Death Prophet on the mid lane. You can't ever really blink up to the Death Prophet to put damage onto her because of the Spirit Siphon, and there's already a lot of disables to deal with this game. So I like the burst angle. I like the idea of jumping in with the Sonic Wave and trying to blow up the Death Prophet, but if that doesn't happen, and that doesn't happen potentially because there's this Oracle on the field now, then I do worry for Mineski a little bit already, because the Queen of Pain is just against an absolute minefield of stuns. We got Crush, we've got a Silence as well from the Death Prophet that I haven't even talked about yet, the pseudo-silence of the Time Dilation from the Faceless Void, so it's really looking like Mineski are going to have to hit that quick armlet timing on the Lifestealer and start running around and killing everybody before Warriors Gaming can get their somewhat greedy lineup online. Given that they've got the Void and the Slardar, whoever's in the off lane doesn't really have anything guaranteed at the moment. The Mineski defensive tri-lane is really good. Lion, Lifestealer, and Disruptor. They're feeling extremely confident they could even try and throw some kind of a curveball here and maybe put the Queen of Pain as the safe lane hero against either the Faceless Void or the Slardar, so get a really good 1v1 there. Queen of Pain's gonna crush pretty much any melee hero one-on-one, and then they could run an aggressive tri-lane and pick up something else to go mid against the Death Prophet, or something else to go in that one-on-one matchup against either the Faceless Void or the Slardar. Could go for some more burst maybe. There's still a T-Saw in the pool, some more lockdown if they want it, but I don't know if they're thinking along those lines right now. They do end up going for an Enigma though, so an Enigma gives them some more AoE teamfight, gives them some more early push, gives them a mech, which Warriors Gaming notably lack unless the Oracle gets some really amazing farm in the early stages of the game. And Warriors Gaming just gonna round things out with sort of one of the other defensive supports remaining in the pool in the Vengeful Spirit. Gives them some more minus armor as well. I do feel like I favor Warriors Gaming's lineup just a little bit more overall right now, but Mineski, if they can get the ball rolling, if they can get off to a good start, then I think they're looking all right. They do have the high ground siege potential of the Lifestealer if they do manage to get really far ahead, but if they're even, then I'm worried about the Queen of Pain, and I think Warriors Gaming can very easily take Roshan this game and just fight around the Aegis. So we'll have to see. We're just waiting for everybody to pick up their heroes. We've got a disconnect as we get ourselves into this game, so we're going to be waiting for a moment, but I can take that opportunity to start getting some introductions underway. Meanwhile, we're going to start off with Mineski. So over on Mineski, we have Cast playing the Lion. Bakurino is going to be on the Enigma. We've got Raging Potato on the Lifestealer. Ben-Hur is going to be on Queen of Pain, and Jules finally is going to be on the Disruptor. Meanwhile, for Warriors Gaming.Unity, we have Ajit on the Slardar. Zaki is going to be your Vengeful Spirit. Nana on the Death Prophet. Afu on the Oracle, and that is going to leave Wen to handle their Faceless Void. So a little bit of scribbling going on the map right now. Can Mineski still go aggressive? Could they put Enigma in the 1v1? I'm not actually sure. I don't know if they would consider doing that. I think they have a fairly solid aggressive tri-lane, but we'll see what ends up happening. Okay, looks like we may have an audio issue at the moment. Maybe we can try and sort that out quickly. Maybe just try and recall. The one issue that we have at the moment is that Lyrical. All right, am I back? Testing. Sweet. Okay, so it looks like we've sorted that out. So yeah, the one complication here is that casting, but Lyrical is observing, and he's the one hosting the stream. So may have some issues there, but we can get ourselves underway. And yep, game's unpaused as well. Very convenient. Alright, we've got Jules already TPing up very aggressively here to plant down an early observer ward. This isn't going to stick around for too long, since he has placed it so early on into the game, but you get some valuable information. Bacarino starting out with 3 clarities here, so it looks like offlane / jungle for him. It's not really much of a 1v1 build, and Mineski already running down towards their safe lane. Their pull camp has already been blocked up, and WG also making some early rotations out here to get an observer ward down on mid, but looks like it's now Mineski who need a moment for themselves. Also a sentry ward to block out the dire pull camp here, so neither team going to have a pull to work with in the early stages of the game. Now, pause ourselves again and potentially get underway. Both teams are trying to use these wards that they've planted down to get an idea of which rune they should go for. Both teams have decent level 1, but I don't think there's any clear advantage one way or the other, so it's probably just going to be a rune trade here. Wen just going to be picking up some branches to go along with his regen and his starting items. Raging Potato has himself an enchanted mango, so it looks like he's anticipating he's going to be using some spells and trying to force out this Faceless Void in the offlane. They do have quite a bit of kill potential, especially with these boots of speed up on the disruptors, so that's definitely something that we're going to have to watch out for here as the bounty runes spawn up. And her is going to be grabbing one. His counterpart on the other side is Nana, also grabbing up one at this very moment. Get ourselves underway with the lanes. Okay, we do have a block from Zaki, so helping out his mid laner a little bit here. Let's see if Nana can keep that one going and win the block overall. Alright, looks like he is going to end up winning it and puts it in the perfect position right on the high ground. Makes it very difficult for the Queen of Pain to step up aggressively at the start. And Ben-Hur actually notably skilling up the blink at level 1. So it looks like he was blinking in to try and get a better block, but well, now he really won't be able to do it. Things already looking rough for the Queen of Pain. Meanwhile, Action bottom, bit of damage done to the Faceless Void. They force out that first very long cooldown time walk, but they lost control of their wave in the process. Pushed all the way up close to the tower. They're doing their best to keep this Void zoned out, but it looks like he is going to be able to grab his level 2 pretty quickly here. Zaki was poking his head over towards the opposing secret shop, but I don't know if he was expecting to find the Enigma over there or hoping to steal some of his experience. Looks like he may have actually been blocking that big camp from spawning, since it is actually completely empty right now. Cast trading blows with the Void, but not really too much here, as the Queen of Pain is still 0-0 on this middle lane. Ben-Hur has not grabbed a single CS thus far. He has lost a ton of health. He has managed to do a little bit of damage to the Death Prophet, but he's taken a ton in return. Wen? Alright, needs to be careful here. Jules harassing him back. He's still only level 1 though, knows that there isn't a glimpse, so he'll be able to jump himself back, but looks like the Death Prophet already found an opportunity to pop the salve. Ben-Hur has not been quite so lucky. Gonna try and do a little bit more damage here before he backs up to maybe use it. But he is still on Struggle Street here on this mid lane. There has been a regen rune that spawns up top lane for 2 minutes, but looks like he might not be able to grab that. More damage being dealt. The Death Prophet pretty low. Does have enough dosh for the bottle right now, but I'm not chipping that out just yet, knowing that the regen rune is up there, and that is, God, that is lane ending for the Death Prophet. I have to give some props to Ben-Hur for playing that as hard as he could and trying to eke as much value out as he could from the salve to try and get an edge in this lane, but as soon as he sees that Death Prophet running back to mid, full HP, full mana, that's got to be the point. Start thinking, okay, I need to call for a gank for my... Wen has time walked his way into the trees here. He's finally going to get found out as Raging Potato chops his way through. They get the Thunder Strike off, so they've got vision. Can they get in range for a glimpse or a stun? They get in range with the stun cast from downtown, gets the cancel on that one, and looks like this is going to be our first blood here. Just for good measure. Who are they going to give it to? Looks like it should be the Lifestealer. Nope. Cast grabbing that one up, so we've got boots on both supports now. And at least something going right here for Mineski. It's up to a good start, but Ben-Hur is still having an awful time. Drops down to 55 HP, doesn't quite have the bottle, needed one more CS, and he's actually going to be sent packing all the way back to the fountain. So we are gonna need a disruptor / lion rotation towards this middle lane to start tipping things a little bit. Enigma not doing too amazingly in the off lane either. He has denied a bit of farm to the Slardar, but it still seems to be doing pretty well for himself, keeping pace with the Lifestealer right now. But fortunately, Enigma has the luxury of being able to back off to this big camp and grab a little bit of additional farm there. And if he really wants to, he could ditch and go and make use of the jungle, since nobody else in his team is really exploiting that at the moment. When trying to battle for a side pull here, is he going to successfully get some of his creeps through? No. Cast with a nice little aggro pull. Get things done there. Jules finds himself an Invis rune and runs his way towards the middle lane. Has not committed to his second skill point just yet. Ben-Hur blinked away from the first Soul Siphon, but Anna has another one in reserve, but they get the Sting out. Profit. I mean, if Jules can cancel this salve, that would actually be a pretty big play here. I think that's what he's looking for. Now, is he going to back up far enough? There's the salve, there's the Thunderstrike. Alright, nice little win. Good use of that Invis rune, and at least something go in the way of the Queen of Pain now. As she does start to cobble together full of CS here and there. We had an attempted rotation as well from Zaki. Looks like going to settle for putting down an Observer Ward at this time. And just going to place it from the high ground. I got pull shenanigans happening bottom. Nice job by Raging Potato. Pulls the creeps off to the side. And denying up this Faceless Void. And just once again positioned to the east of this tower up on top. But I don't know if they can really find this dive. Both teams losing control of their safe lanes a little bit. And both offlaners right around level 3 right now. Actually, Bakarina doing a little bit better just because of that side camp. Has almost reached level 5 right now. What kind of build are we going to be seeing from the Death Prophet? She does have the double Null Talisman up now, so might be seeing that early Veil of Discord that we've been seeing out of a lot of Death Prophet players recently. Jump on the bottom lane, actually. It's going to be action onto the Void. Died with the Time Walk off cooldown. It's like just got chain stunned into oblivion. So that's going to be a second kill for Mineski. He has picked up a Quelling Blade, so maybe we'll see some Iron Talon jungling out of him. It's his road to recovery back into this game, but
Dire's top tower
not a
is under
CS to
attack.
his name on the...
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
But going back to the point about the Veil, I don't think it's that amazing this game. I mean, Faceless Void does have a little bit of magical damage because Time Lock is magical, but other than that, he's pretty much only amplifying up his own abilities. It is good survivability, and it doesn't. The double Null Talisman doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to be right for the Veil. It might just be his way of dominating this lane and making sure that the Queen of Pain continues to get very little relative to his farm. But other than that, we will check in on the Slardar. He's just picked some power treads so far, so no commitment overall to an armlet first, sort of the QO style build, or might be picking up early Blink Dagger. If he goes for the Blink Dagger, he could leave the lane to one of his supports, or leave the lane to the Faceless Void to start catching back up. So that is an option for him here, but we'll see what he ends up opting for. I guess we'll just have to keep an eye on that. We do have a nice high ground ward being placed up here by WG as they make their way in to get some damage down on this tier 1 tower. But Bakarino playing back, playing it safe. Keep on denying up his own creeps here just to be a bit of a nuisance. But nothing else really happening. Teams just running pulls, cobbling together some experience for their supports. Level 3 on the Disruptor. Level 4, almost level 5 actually on the Lion. Still no more attempted rotations towards the mid lane, but looks like... I was about to say Ben-Hur is stabilized, but he's actually still getting doubled up. So not a fun situation for him. 8-minute runes coming up. Faceless Void, keen to grab this bottom rune here. Are they going to get the glimpse back? They will, and that should be the end of him. Ben-Hur coming in as well. This could be his kill. Are they going to give it to him? He grabs it. bounty rune and a nice kill bounty for him there, as Mineski are going to open up this lead 3-0 so far. bo3 might be the first kill of the game, however, going the other way. Ben-Hur comes up, they've got the... They had the black hole, but bursted down a little bit too quickly. Ben-Hur still keen to try and make some kind of play happen here. Slardar's actually over in the trees, gets found out, blocks in, gets the crush off, does a little bit of damage, managing to run through now, and they've got the Death Prophet turning up as well, but the Sonic Wave is going to burst down one, Cast in some trouble. He'll be finished off, but Ben-Hur has escaped to the north. I don't think he's going any further, though. Looks like he's going to be brought down. Alright, so that ended up being 3 dead for Mineski, and they only got the Slardar in return. It looked like he managed to shop before he died as well, picked up some Iron Will, so not going to lose any gold. And Warriors Gaming actually just going to go straight into taking down this tower with the Exorcism as well. Getting really quick work of this. There is a glyph available for Mineski, that's going to buy them another couple of seconds, but this should be an easy grab here for Nana as he continues to just dominate this game. #1 on net worth. Let's see if Mineski can do anything to unseat him anytime soon. What kind of build has the Lifestealer gone? Got Blightstone picked up. Got the rest of his armlet making its way out on the courier right now, so might be ready to jump inside the Quap when they've got that Sonic Wave back off cooldown and try and find some kind of a kill. The unfortunate thing for Mineski this game is that they've only got the one vehicle for the Lifestealer. So if the Lifestealer and the Queen of Pain are both off the map, could potentially be a little bit obvious. Looks like Raging Potato is going to be heading over into the jungle for a little bit as they try and get their level 6 up over on Jules. So it looks like he's going to be taking over the bottom side of the map here. As bo3 is also just going to settle into the jungle as well, probably working towards his mech, if I had to guess. And they've also got another ganking opportunity opening itself up as Cast is going to grab a Tome of Experience, Tome of Knowledge, and grab himself level 6. So lots of important levels coming up for both sides, but it's just a question of who is going to be able to strike first and really put that experience to work. We do have that Veil up on the Death Prophet, going to grab up a Windlace, so it looks like we'll be seeing a Yule Scepter as the secondary grab. There's a nice Radiant Observer Ward scouting out action here on the mid lane, so Ben-Hur should have an idea of what's going on and caught up by the Chrono here as it's like WG gonna bring some heroes down towards bottom to try and defend, but once again, nicely placed Radiant Observer tracks this rotation, and Mineski will respond by sending heroes over towards the mid lane. Sonic Wave comes out, they've got the finger, and say goodbye to Death Prophet. No messing around there whatsoever. Raging Potato even TPing in and help secure that kill, but he was not necessary, so he's just gonna farm as he actually sends Ben-Hur packing over towards top lane. But there's some nice CS to be found there, and that was by far the best kill that Mineski gotten here. Very good pickup for them. And nobody is top lane for BUG. Those 2 wards really just countering everything that they were trying to do for the last 2 minutes or so. Is that the completed armlet for the Slardar? It is, so not too far behind the Lifestealer in terms of pace right now. TP's coming down towards the bottom lane. bo3 and Jules going to have to be careful, but the TPing in heroes are also going to have to a little bit of care, as there is a glimpse available, but Jules not going to opt to send anybody back. He actually wants these heroes on bottom lane so that Raging Potato can start applying a little bit of pressure towards mid lane. And they do have the Static Storm and the Black Hole both available. Prophet going to waste no time whatsoever in popping off the Exorcism, but they run in with the Static Storm Kinetic Field. They do manage to get the ultimate off onto the Death Prophet, hoping to keep safe for now, but she's taking plenty of damage. bo3 in some trouble. Ben-Hur turns up, it gets immediately found. Nana's still going to work with the Soul Siphon, healing himself back up, hiding away a little bit further. Ben-Hur has another Scream, but is it going to be enough damage? It doesn't look like it, as when arrives to the site, drops off 2-man Chrono. Ben-Hur's going to end up falling. Raging Potato also manages to get inside of the creep for just a couple of seconds, pops back out, trying to find the kill on the Slardar. Will manage to find it with one last auto attack. Still going to be an amazing team fight here for Warriors Gaming as they find Jules over in the trees. One last magic missile finish off that kill, and then it's going to be a 5-for-1. The power of Oracle plus the Death Prophet combo. They dropped as many spells as they could to try and burst the DP at the start of that fight. But she's got all that farm. She's had an amazing game up until this point, and Spirit Siphon goes to work. So they 5-for-1 that fight. They take the tier 1. No trade at all for Mineski. Almost no damage done to this tier 1 tower mid at all. They will have the mech for Bocarino coming up before too long, but I'm already starting to feel like this Queen of Pain is pretty much out of this game right now. It is looking towards an Orchid build, it looks like right now. But I think that's just going to take forever to farm up. But they still have some pick-off potential. They've got another Finger of Death ready. They've got another Sonic Wave. Ben-Hur is getting close-ish to his level 11 at the moment. That's definitely something to look out for right now. Faceless Void, just picking up some raindrops. Making up a little bit off of that. Alright, Death Prophet comes running into the line. Gonna pop the Invis Rune and keep on trucking. As WG are just strangling the Radiant jungle right now. Raging Potato still trying to finish up his Echo Saber.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh, okay, they're getting damage on the tier 1 mid. And they're almost bringing this one down. They are leading Warriors Gaming around a little bit. The Slaughter is not doing a ton of farming in the meantime, but they are still up by about 2k net worth, about 1k experience overall. And looks like they want this tier 1 mid, or they want some kills. They're going to drop the solo chrono onto Jules. Amplify damage coming out as well. And a few more auto attacks find that kill as Mineski still just trying to find trade. Mech flying out of the courier right now for Bocarino, but still 30 seconds on the black hole cooldown, and without that, looks like they are not interested in taking the fight. Maybe once they have the Disruptor back up, might be able to make some kind of a smoke play, given that the Chronosphere is on cooldown right now, but it's going to be a tower last hit for the Slaughter, and now he's pretty much only 700 gold or so away from finding his Blink Dagger, and Roshan would make that even easier as WG just heads straight over. They're going to commit the Exorcism for this one, no messing around. Damage making very quick work. They've got some good vision as well over in the Radiant jungle as they see these Mineski heroes coming in to try and contest, but they're already too late. Aegis is being claimed. Warriors Gaming, they're going to try and use this vision. They come in, they swap onto Raging Potato. Zaki, okay, looks like he's going to be the sacrifice here. And yeah, just accepts his fate. Stands there and takes it. The Exorcism is pretty much faded. They need to get everybody out of here, get everyone out of glimpse range. And I think just sack the tier 1. I mean, they've got a glyph, they can stall for a little bit, but they're so close to Blink. They don't have Chrono, they don't have Exorcism. I see absolutely zero reason to try and take this fight right now. So I wonder if knowing that Mineski will go. If you look at them, they've got all of their cooldowns, they've got the mech that they didn't have for the last fight. They're going to pressure forward a little bit, but they need to be careful. Chronosphere is only 20 seconds away, so if they stick around for too long, this could get a little bit dicey. They're going to load up the Infest Bomb, though. McPain probably looking for the backline as they want to eliminate that bonus save as quickly as they can. They might be eyeing up that Oracle. The pings come out. Ben-Hur considers it, but he knows that if he blinks in, suicide. So they have to win the ensuing fight as well. Or see some heroes split up so that they can actually take this on uneven terms, but it looks like WG just going to stand strong, keeping everybody here, just farming the camp that they have access to, and waiting for this cooldown. The Chronosphere is back up, and they're going to drop the Sonic Wave. They blow up the Oracle immediately, but else can they find? Jules getting focused, he gets up the Static Storm and the Kinetic Field. Death Prophet running in, just draining up, doesn't have the Exorcism. Immediate buyback from the Oracle as Raging Potato finds himself stuck underneath the tower. They also find the Disruptor over in the tree line. Bocarino also trying to TP out. Is there going to be a first hit bash? They don't even need it. Got the stun from the Vengeful Spirit, the Magic Missile, putting an end to that one. They don't even lose the Aegis in that fight, so just the one kill for Mineski, and winning that fight without using the Exorcism probably means that Warriors Gaming can actually themselves up and go straight for a tier 2 tower here. Looks like probably on the bottom side of the map. And I don't know, the biggest problem for me this game for Mineski just seems to be the draft. I'm very confused as to why they didn't just take the Slardar for themselves, get the Slardar Lifestealer combo, would have dealt with the Death Prophet very nicely. Even with the Oracle saves, it's still just so much damage to deal with, but they're in a bit of trouble. Jules, alright, doesn't want to be around here right now. Nice silence to prevent the glimpse back, as we do actually have some Mineski heroes making their way in right now. Zaki's a little bit split off from the pack. Slardar was also finishing up his Blink Dagger farm, so he's a little bit late to the party, but are they actually going to try and defend this one here? If Enigma gets caught, then I don't know what hope they have of taking this fight, and he's going to get a right-click down pretty much immediately, pops the mech, but that's only for himself. Warriors Gaming just going to swarm onto this tower. Mineski, a no-mana Queen of Pain, taking down this mid-tier 1, so Ben-Hur is going to have to head all the way back to base. Does almost have his Orchid completed, however, but it only really looks valuable against the Void right now, and even then, there's going to be 2 different Dispels coming out from the Oracle. This is looking tough. Level 2 Exorcism is going to be popped off. They do have a glyph available to stall this out a little bit, so they will get their Enigma back up. And before too much damage is dealt here, but the Chronosphere is waiting in the wings, and Ben just needs a good excuse to jump on in here. They do get the Finger of Death over onto the Death Prophet, but doesn't do nearly enough damage. They glimpse back into the Static Storm Kinetic Field. The Orchid was used as well, but the False Promise comes out immediately. They took down Jules, Raging Potato getting stunned up, didn't get anything done that fight. Gonna buy back immediately, but the Exorcism is still going, and they're working on their racks right now. They still have that black hole in reserve, but can it really do anything? Looks like the buyback, along with the Exorcism wearing out, is going to be enough of a deterrent for WG, but another big win for them. A really nice fight. Tier 3, get more gold. Goes to show that they're not really all that concerned about the Queen of Pain, despite Ben-Hur picking up an item. And also took a good opportunity to come in and get a couple of wards down. It looks like this slightly cheeky Observer ward over in the Radiant jungle is not going to be spotted out by any of the Radiant sentries. So that's going to stick around, and that's going to be a little bit more information for Warriors Gaming moving forward. But there's just not that many plays for Mineski right now. Maybe a Blink Dagger for the Enigma could make something happen, but even then, there's plenty of ways to cancel it. I mean, the Vengeful Spirit already has level 11, so we've got rank 2 Nether Swap, and we've got an Aether Lens. So, if Zaki even gets wind of the fact that the Enigma has a Blink Dagger and he's looking to make some kind of big play, then he can just hang all the way back, swap the Enigma, cancel Black Hole every single time. And these last 2 picks really should have been the crucial draft changers for Mineski. Not really worked out the way that they were hoping, I think. Both the Queen of Pain and the Enigma. We've now got a Blink, Void, so initiation's even easier for him. Credit to Mineski, they do manage to make their way outside of the base, put down some good wards, give themselves the best vision opportunities in terms of these upcoming pushes and these upcoming fights. And they've also got a Blink Dagger over on their Lion, so they got another vehicle for the Lifestealer, and they're running around right now. They're going to spot out Nana, but she's really tanky. Still plenty of damage coming out from Raging Potato. The Yules is going to buy a couple of seconds. Is anyone on the way to help out here? Looks like the answer is no. The Spirit Siphon, however, starts up. They've got the Scream. They've got some more drains. They're going to glimpse back into the Static Storm. Make 100% sure that they've got that kill. And those wards do end up earning them a pretty sweet bounty. A 1,500 gold swing just off of that 1 kill. And they're going to buy themselves 40 seconds to grab some additional farm as well. Oracle coming in, trying to put down a cheeky ward, but Cast is going to put an end to that. Does not have the Hex though. Already used, so it looks like Oracle's actually just going to be fine to walk that one off. We're going to find out the Roshan respawn in about a minute's time, so we'll keep an eye on that. Queen of Pain hasn't really shown us any items or what the follow-up item is going to be. Lifestealer is committing for a Desolator to get that bit of extra damage to help burst down the DP.
Dire's top tower
And he's
is
actually
under
getting quite
attack.
close. He only needs another 500 gold to that one up. The Death Prophet is just getting tankier. Already got the Soul Booster completed. Should see an Octarine Core before too long. And the level 16 is also not too far away. So that's another big spike coming up for WG here. And there's good Radiant Vision, but there's good Dire Vision as well, and it's Warriors Gaming making their way out with the smoke. Kind of baiting the Death Prophet a little bit here. Seeing if anyone's going to try and run forward and make anything happen, but Mineski are scattering off to the side. The line's been drawn down. They're looking for anyone farming this camp over here. I think they may have caught a glimpse of the Courier as it makes its way deeper into the Radiant Jungle. And they're actually going to follow the Courier here, going to try and see if it leads them to anyone. Courier comes back. Are they going to go for the Courier? Nope, they're just hoping to find someone a little bit deeper in here. Now they spot the Queen of Pain and the Enigma over by the wave. They're actually going to end up finding Jules first. He had an Acer, but it curved off immediately by the Oracle. He's going to be clubbed down. Is that going to be enough space for his teammates to get out? Blink into the trees for Bakarino. He's going to escape. Ben-Hur also making his way over towards mid lane. And just space for Mineski. Raging Potato all the while working on this tier 2 tower on the top side of the map. And Faceless Void coming in looking for the Chrono, but Cast, fast fingers from him, manages to get him locked down, but Raging Potato didn't escape. Now Cast, will he be able to get out? His blink is still on cooldown for a couple of seconds. He's going to have to juke this one out if he can. Needs the 2-man stun. Can he get it off? No, only finds one. Becky with the magic missile finishes that double kill. And no, they got the two, I guess what? They got the kill, they got the tier 2. Not awful for Mineski, but still down for a while. Death Prophet, pretty keen, gonna pop the Exorcism, but they do end up losing the Oracle on the back lines. And now the Death Prophet is completely isolated. Nobody else is here. They're gonna drop the Black Hole just to burst her down, but the Exorcism actually kills the Enigma, and now the Yule, along with the Spirit Siphon. Is this actually gonna be the Death Prophet surviving? No. Finally brought down, but it's not without its cost. They do end up losing 2 more. The rest of WG a little bit late to that fight, but looks like they are still going to get some damage down onto this tier 2. Okay, Mineski's starting to make some plays, starting to make some kind of a comeback, but still a long way to go. The Queen of Pain almost has a BKB, so that's good news. The Lifestealer also has the Desolator completed, so a little bit more burst there. Roshan has respawned, and so if they win a fight somewhere around now, they could potentially use that Deso to try and pick up the Roshan, especially with the Exorcism being down for another 80 seconds. So good opportunity for Mineski, but their ultimates are also by and large on cooldown for the next little bit as well. 2 minutes on the Black Hole and another minute and a bit on the Sonic Wave. They have put down so many sentries to deward their side of the map. There are just true wards everywhere right now, but it's completely locked down their side of the map. They feel confident in continuing to farm and continuing to find this next round of items, and they've even got a nice ward over by the Roshan pit, spotting out this rotation in Warriors Gaming. But it looks like this Roshan's going to be absolutely free. Mineski just going to use this as an opportunity to get the lanes out as far as possible. Easy Aegis secured. This one is going to be handed over to the Death Prophet. You know that she's the focus at the moment. Bakarino trying to TP out, but he gets caught by the Chronosphere. Wen trying to chop his way through with his Iron Talon to start getting some auto attacks down. And there should be absolutely no way out for the Enigma here. Buys himself a couple more seconds with the mech just to give his team the opportunity to get these lanes out a tiny bit further, but Warriors Gaming, they've got the Aegis, they've got the Exorcism back up in just 1 second's time. They've got the Octarine Core completed for the Death Prophet as well, and I think the play from them, well, it looks like they're going to threaten the high ground, but Sarda's actually running back right now and is being scouted out. This is BKB delivered. Is he going to try and cancel some TPs or make some kind of a play? Raging Potato is already hitting the top tier 3. If they want to go, they got to go right now.
under attack.
Rex already exposed bottom, so they're going to make pretty quick work of this. There is a Radiant Glyph available. They've come back. So they've actually managed to stop the Lifestealer. He hasn't tried to TP yet, and he will actually force the BKB out of the slaughter. So we've got the one-on-one on the top side of the map as they continue to pressure in on the bottom side here. Nana a little bit isolated, but does manage to find that melee barracks, running himself back out. So they have a glimpse. Jules trying for the vision with Ben-Hur blinking forward aggressively. Death Prophet TPing, but it's a long TP. He didn't go to Fountain. He went back to the tier 3 tower. Fortunately for him, he does still just barely manage to make it out, but I don't know. I guess Mineski were afraid that they were actually just waiting for the fake back on the high ground since they could see the exorcism still running, but I think that should have been a kill. The melee creep is actually harboring a fugitive right now. Lifestealer is here. I don't know what his escape plan is. He's got quite a bit of health. He's got a rage TP, but he knows that the void is in the area. And with 2 heroes with bashes, it looks like he's actually going to be a-okay. Makes it out. Mineski still mitigating their losses for the time being. Octarine Core, however, is going to mean that the exorcism is back up in a mere 20 seconds. Warriors Gaming might just be able to make a play right off of that. They've got the sprint coming forward, but Slaughter is being scouted out by the Radiant Observer here. There's a center ward drop down, so okay. They get rid of the center. They get rid of the Observer, managing to keep control of their side of the map a little bit. Mineski are loading up. They've got an Invis Queen of Pain running forward. Slaughter's BKB is back off cooldown despite it being used in that earlier tussle against the Lifestealer. They're going to jump in, they hex up, they're going to try and burst the Slaughter here if they can, but they get the block back. Slaughter puts on the BKB, manages to start auto-attacking, turns on the armlet. The Chronosphere completely whiffs. Ben-Hur, however, is still getting bashed up. He's BKB'd but continues to fight when in some big trouble. Nana, it's all up to him now, but he's got more than enough. Brings down Raging Potato immediately with the exorcism. Some great armlet toggles out of the Slaughter as the Black Hole gets immediately cancelled. They bring down one more. Triple kill for the Death Prophet. And that is going to be a 4 for 2 overall. Fortunately, the exorcism will run out by the time Warriors Gaming get over to the other side of the map. But some amazing defensive plays got Slaughter alive. And some great armlet toggling from the Slaughter himself as well.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Okay, so we got the Aegis being claimed in another minute. So looks like they're not going to get too much more value out of this. It is still a little bit weird to put the Aegis on the Death Prophet, but I think the main reason for it is because the way that Mineski's line up, they want to just Death Prophet first. The Aegis kind of denies that opportunity. Sure, once she's hit the exorcism button, really going to do anything since she can still die and not get any value out of the exorcism, but it just prevents what we saw Mineski trying to do to the Slardar there happening to the DP. And not only does she have an Octarine Core, she now has an Arcane Rune, so Nana's going to be camping that one out for a little bit. End up grabbing it now, but might be able to get an absurdly low cooldown exorcism. They don't somehow manage to kill him here on the mid lane. Making their way in, he's silenced up, stunned, but I think Mineski knowing that they can't really tussle with the Death Prophet right now. Meanwhile, on the top side of the map, long range stun is going to catch Jules, trying to plant down a ward here. I think he knows that he's 100% dead. He's going to do a little bit of damage. Alright, no disruptor for 45 seconds. And then Death Prophet is making her way over. Has this Arcane Rune for a couple more seconds, so 76 second cooldown exorcism coming up. Surely he uses this Arcane Rune. Yeah, there you go. 75 seconds. It lasts 35 seconds. It's a 50% uptime exorcism. And he just runs in. Ends on the Radiant side of the tier 3, does not care in the slightest.
Radiant's top
They know that they
tower
need the disruptor back up, so Mineski not fighting at the moment. Raging Potato has pushed up mid and swapped over to top lane. Will be able to grab himself a tier 3 tower here. Are they going to look for the glimpse out? DP's going back from Warriors Gaming. They're not really disengaging as a team right now. bo3, the Chronosphere is completely off the mark, but Enigma still getting focused down. Doesn't have a BKB. He is being bursted. Faceless Void saved at the last moment by the False Promise, but that means Nana left a little bit high and dry, still hiding at the back of that ultimate from the Disruptor. They've lost 3 so far. Benher jumping forward with the BKB. bo3 is actually still alive, and they will be able to find out the Death Prophet over in the trees, looking to claim this huge kill. A couple more drains coming out. Nana still fighting here, still fighting. Finally bounced up. Will he finish off cast? One last auto attack is going to do it. Still some kind of a trade for Warriors Gaming as they also get the Lifestealer. The Slardar and the Vengeful Spirit both TPing back. And they do still manage to claim that melee barracks over on the mid lane. Not on the mid lane, on the top lane. So, Mineski, they're taking these fights pretty nicely, but the Death Prophet has just had such an easy game so far. Absolutely huge. Still not even that much of a net worth or experience lead at this point. 7,500 net worth, 7,500 experience. And we're gonna jump over, alright, by the rune. Zaki is gonna be able to bring down Jules very easily with that double damage. Finds himself a haste rune as well. They have a DD haste Vengeful Spirit running around here, potentially. Yep. But looks like all it's gonna find is a little bit of extra farm. We've also got a, okay, what do we have in terms of item pickups here? We've got an AC completed for Raging Potato, so that tier 3 gold and all the farming that he's been doing has started to pay off a little bit. We've got an Aghanim Scepter for the Queen of Pain. We have Disruptor working his way towards a Force Staff. He's actually pretty much got that as soon as he respawns. Meanwhile, over on the WG side of things, they've taken down some Raxes, so they have to have some gold, and they're going to put that gold into a Blink Dagger for the Oracle. Got a Blink Dagger up as well for the Vengeful Spirit. Slardar now has a Hyperstone, and the Faceless Void looks like he might just be working his way towards a BKB of his own. So the Static Storm is going to be a whole lot less scary moving forward, with 2 cores both having relatively long duration BKBs, still 8 seconds on the Slardar. Looks like Warriors Gaming, once again, just going to set up shop around the Roshan Pit and look to secure themselves that Aegis one more. This time around, Aegis comes with a bonus cheese. And it's Mineski's turn to smoke. Making their way outside of the base. bo3 has his BKB, but there is still that swap from the Vengeful Spirit, ready to cancel the black hole. So that's what bo3 has to be looking for here. They're smoking in. Oracle ready to break the smoke. Blinks himself a little bit further back. They get the reveal. They are going to be able to jump over. They get the Chronosphere out onto 3. Is it going to be enough damage? Slardar jumping into the Chrono. Benher getting bursted down first. bo3 looking for the black hole. He gets it off, but there's the immediate swap. Canceling it out. Sonic Wave from the high ground. Benher's still fighting. He's looking for the Oracle. One more auto attack will bring him down, but Raging Potato is just being stomped by the Slardar, crushed up, brought down. Benher finally silenced at the end of his BKB duration. I think still a decent fight for Mineski, given the way that started off with them being scouted and the 3-man Chronosphere, but it's still going to be a big win for Warriors Gaming. They get the Aegis, they get the cheese. Game's not over just yet, but it is starting to, I don't know about starting, but starting to look very, very dire for Mineski. All of their hopes and dreams were riding on bo3. Vengeful Spirit knew that she just had to save the swap, no matter what, for the black hole, canceled it instantly. That was the end of that for Mineski in that fight. The way that they were hoping for this game to go, I don't think they were expecting that they were going to have to rely on the Enigma black hole. They were really hoping that, okay, our Queen of Pain is going to do okay, we're going to get off to an early start, we're going to profit a couple times, we've got the push from the Enigma plus the mech to win some team fights, but by the time they had the mech, Warrior Gaming were already just winning every single team fight and kind of running away with the game, so didn't quite hit the timing that they were hoping for. Well, Exorcism is back off cooldown in 6 seconds time. We've got Chronosphere in 10. I think that Faceless Void BKB is going to be joining the party soon, and we've got a BKB for the Death Prophet for good measure, as well as a cheese in the inventory, so Death Prophet nigh on unkillable at this point, and Nana knows it. He's going to go straight onto the high ground. Easy damage onto the tier 3. Black Hole still on cooldown for a minute. Ben-Hur with his Aghanim Scepter does have the Sonic Wave back up. They're going to try and burst the Death Prophet, but the False Promise comes out immediately. Slardar jumping into the thick of things here, does end up losing his first life, but he's got that Aegis. Now the Faceless Void chronoing 2 on the back lines. He's focusing on the line for the time being. As buybacks start to come out of Mineski, they've lost the life stealer so far. He's going to be rejoining this fight, but Slardar just bashes down Bacarino. That's the end of him. He's also going to commit his buyback here. But Nana, looking pretty healthy, has been forced to use the cheese. Didn't even pick up his BKB. It's flying back on the courier right now, but looks like they don't even need it to grab the Mega Creeps. One more auto attack is going to do it. Silence attempted. Not quite there in time, but Raging Potato, what can he really do here? Open wounds getting dispelled immediately. They will be able to bring down Wen, but another jump in from the Slardar. They make quick work of the Queen of Pain. Enigma now in trouble, pops his BKB just to retreat. But the Death Prophet still stands strong in the front lines. Taking some damage from the Midnight Pulse. It is percentage based, and that's what they've got going for them here. They're gonna jump into the creep from Raging Potato as he tries to make his escape. Now he's still waiting. Still waiting. Death Prophet still tanking. They jump out. They are gonna look towards the Slardar. One more Sonic Wave. They finally bring down the Death Prophet, but Mega Creeps are swarming into the base. WG just gonna run themselves out of here, and looking like they're gonna be running away with this first game as well. Nice glimpse back. Zaki now going to try for the TP out. Can he escape? Gets back to the fountain. Orchid damage dispelled immediately by Oracle. He's going to make sure that Zaki survives. And, well, Mineski, you have to admire the never say die attitude, but they do not have the lineup to deal with Mega Creeps. And yeah, Death Prophet's even prepping. Buys up some booth travel, drops off the BKB in the fountain. Ready to go and strike the finishing blow. Why does Faceless Void have 2 bracers? I don't know. Wen is just doing whatever he wants at the end of the game here. See if Mineski can stick it to them one last time. Win this fight, despite the Mega Creeps. But unlikely. Jules pokes his head outside of the base to go and get some more division down, but he needs to be careful. And he might just die to Void here. There's no vision through the tree line, so... Alright, we'll be able to just scoot on by. Prophet's back up. BKB this time, alright, does not forget his BKB this time. TP's out to the tier 3. Interestingly enough, Zaki is TPing back to the fountain to grab a smoke and some observer wards. Do they have anything else to wait for? Slardar's not really close to an item. No, okay, it looks like just... This should be the game-ending smoke. Ocarina wants one last opportunity to drop the 5-man black hole. Be the hero for his team. We have buybacks on the Dire team. We do not. So they're not playing this 100% safe. Slardar buyback and the Oracle buyback, they're going to jump in. They chrono under Raging Potato, jumping into the back lines as well, looking to hold off Bacarino. He's getting bashed. He does manage to drop off the 2-man black hole, but he gets swapped out immediately. A couple more auto attacks from the Slardar to finish that kill. Vengeful Spirit stunned, but still pretty survivable. Ben-Hur's trying with the auto attacks, but the amplify damage and the exorcism just slays him. And finally, as the remaining tier 4 falls, GG is going to be called for Mineski, as we will see Warriors Gaming taking the first game of this series. I really think that this one still just kind of came down to draft more than anything. Some very smart final picks from Warriors Gaming, especially the Vengeful Spirit. And oh no, it wasn't. It was Enigma last pick, so they actually picked the Enigma into the Vengeful Spirit. But again, they were hoping to not have to rely on Black Hole. That is not how things worked out. So that's going to wrap it up. Again, there is a second game coming up, so